Shickley, Nebraska perhaps looks much like other small towns in the Midwest. There's a main street with a few businesses, a school, and community pride. When you actually count the number of residents, well, by most standards, it's a very small place.
We got 340 in town, and our school district, we figure there's about 630 people in our school district, and basically that's considered our community, our school district.
But Shickley, Nebraska is anything but small. They bill themselves as a big little town. However, turn back the clock a couple of decades, and there may have been doubt if the town and school would survive. That's when local residents began the Shickley Community Foundation, a group with the purpose to raise money to support local causes, grow the community, and help businesses thrive.
We started raising a unrestricted endowment where we don't touch the principal, but we spend the interest each year in grants.
Several communities do something similar, but this town of 340 people was determined that they could truly change their future by investing in it locally.
Last grant cycle, we went over $570,000 that we've granted out in the last 20 years. In a community of 340 people, that's made a big impact.
That's over $500,000 in projects they've funded just from the interest on the money they've raised. But there's more. While they were raising funds for the endowment, they were also securing funds for other projects in town, such as a new community center and an attractive new Veterans Memorial. One major initiative was a partnership between the Shickley Community Foundation and the local school.
We've started a daycare center and an early education center, and that's really been a boon to the community. We have a number of young families moving to town, a number of young families staying in town because there's daycare.
Richard says the number one priority is to keep the local school operating, which they've done. And in the process, they found ways to provide the amenities that are attracting and retaining the future generation of residents. And they've done it all by sharing their story, one-on-one, with local families and securing donations that have in turn secured their future.
I told guys when we were in the middle of these campaigns, you know, if we would have tried to do some of this stuff with tax money, you'd have tarred and feathered us and rode us out of town. But now you're helping us every chance you get, and it's because we're doing things that you want done, and you recognize the value in it.
There's still much work to be done, but when Richard walks these streets and reflects on where they began, this community truly has much for which to be thankful.
We've accomplished stuff that we'd have been afraid to dream of, you know, in the last 20 years.
Thanks to the work of the people of Shickley and the local community foundation, much has been accomplished. Local organizations have been supported, businesses have remained open, and young families have been inspired to make this their home. It truly makes this place a big little town. Traveling the countryside in Shickley, Nebraska, I'm Andrew McCrae.